Ladies all around the world, listen up. We're looking for you. The time has come to be unstoppable together. The danger of executive women is worrying we're not enough, obsessed with perfection and failing to perform. You're in the right place. It's now time to be unstoppable together with Connie Fife. She was the director of the United States Chamber of Commerce and CEO of Girl Scouts USA. Sit down, squat down, or lie down. It's time for Up or Out, all business with Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva and chair of the Fife Group, helping women in leadership achieve excellence and be unstoppable together.
Well, hi there. Good morning. It's Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. And we are just so excited. Our listenership, our distribution continues to grow. You can find us on iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, the C-Suite Network, iTunes, and over 1,900 global networks around the world in 145 countries. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. So are you looking for expert advice on how to move up in the C-suite, be heard, find that brand? Or maybe it's moving out and being that advisor perhaps to the C-suite. Well, we got it all here for you. And if you want to continue learning more about that, join our Facebook group, our Up or Out network, because every day we are providing additional information there from us, from me, from our guests. It is just a potpourri of information to help you grow your business and really stay relevant in what you're doing. And if there is a topic that you want to hear, a specific topic on being heard in the boardroom or being heard in the C-suite, let us know. Send us that information. Just send me a quick email to teamfife@fifegroup.com. I love hearing from our listeners. So now on with the show. So do you have that desire to be heard in the boardroom, or are you ready to go out and be an entrepreneur? Because we got that all right here for you. So here's today's quote. Ever failed? Ever tried? No matter what, try again, fail better, fail stronger. The more you fail, the more success that you are going to achieve. So let's take a really quick sponsor break and we'll be right back with today's guest. Hi, this is Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva, your host of Up or Out with Connie. I am thrilled to be a headline show on C-Suite Network, where you can grow your brand, grow your tribe, and be unstoppable. We are the hottest podcast for entrepreneurs, C-level executives, and market leaders. And you can hear me each week right here on the C-Suite Network. Also on Conscious Business Network, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, and over 900 stations around the globe. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks for listening. Be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable. We're back and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie, and it's time to turn up the volume because we have with us today a phenomenal, unstoppable guest. It is now my pleasure to introduce personal branding coach with the focus on working with hospitals, retail, finance industries, and the C-suite executives, creating solutions that address your community within your business. She's also the past president of the Global Speakers Federation. She is a woman of courage, confidence, and character. She is Lesley Everett. Lesley, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Connie. I'm really pleased to be here.
I am so glad that you are here because you are talking my language, talking about working with executives in the C-suite and helping them with their branding and their visibility and their profile. So I would love you to share more of that with our listeners.
Sure. I mean, it's a topic that, of course, I'm so passionate about and have been for many years as it's evolved in its importance in business today. And I have this new, one of my mantras is that the strongest and most powerful element of any corporate brand today, whatever the size of the company, is what your customers and clients say about your brand through their experience to other people. And that goes global instantly, of course. And that always comes through a people interaction and how they feel about your company when they deal with your people. And I always say that there's a new wave of branding cropping up here. And I believe that if we can give leaders of any organization, particularly C-suite, a very strong brand that's authentic to who they are, that really packages and highlights the brilliance and expertise in a particular area, rather than just being chief marketing officer or CEO of XYZ company. If they're known for their expertise and their brand, they get more external visibility, more internal credibility, and it builds the brand of the organization beyond what any marketing campaign can do. So I believe that C-suite personal brands, leadership brands, executive brands are absolutely crucial to a business success today.
They really are. And what I've been finding too, really, that's been interesting to me. So whether I'm speaking or just interviewing someone like you, who are in that C-suite and playing in that space, they're even asking me how to podcast. And I was really curious about that, because like, why would they want to know how to podcast? Well, what they're finding out is that when they're podcasting, more so for their internal people and their external clients, that they're getting known as a person, and their personal branding, their integrity, their own personal values are coming through. And like you said, that is carrying much more weight. It's much more powerful than all of the dollars that they're spending on a marketing campaign, because people want to know who you are. They want to know who that person is in that position. And why would I want to work with you? And that's the big question today.
Well, I've been working, I totally agree with what you say, by the way, that, you know, this authentic part of the brand has to come through people, and that's so crucial. So I've been doing this for many years. Back 16 years ago, I developed a methodology called Walking Tall, which was really looking at the people aspect of any corporate brand, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a C-suite executive from a big global organization, and everyone in between that. So I developed this methodology that's evolved an awful lot since then, and we've very much focused on that topic alone. I have trainers who deliver this for me around the world now, and it's something that we haven't deviated from. We're experts in this field. Yes, we've been asked, like many experts, that can you provide X, Y, and Z for us, or can you provide this? And we like you like what we've done in this topic area, and we've resisted it. And we've become known for specialists in this area. And I think we get most of our business is 90% is repeat business, referral business, rather than new clients. And you know, that's really how we like it to be as much as possible. We've delivered it also, and the coaching has been delivered very much across many cultures, 26 countries, across 5 continents. So it's very much a globally accepted and cultural sensitive product as well. So those would be some of the key areas. But I love it as well, and we get results. That's the main thing.
Well, you really make a good point that I want our listeners to really recognize and pick up, is that you have a very niche market in what you do. And you know, you've enhanced what you've done, but you've never changed that model of what you do. And your trainers are trained on what it is that your model is. So they're all speaking that same language across the board. And that is how you create a successful business.
Yes, it is. And, you know, I personally accredit all our trainers and coaches. I only take the best in what they do. So they're already good trainers and coaches and qualified coaches. So, and then I personally train them in our methodology, and we keep them up to date. We have lots of criteria that they have to adhere to. And I'm pretty strict with that. So we don't dilute our brand and our reputation in any way, that we don't, that we can manage it as much as we possibly can, as it were. So, yeah, you know, it's not always perfect, but we do a pretty good job at that.
Well, I mean, you can't dilute it. I mean, it's who you are. It's your business. It's also your brand. And that's something that C-suite executives need to really be in tune to that, because what happens, and what I see with a lot of organizations that I've worked with, is that they're chasing that. They're even, just like entrepreneurs do, many of them, they're chasing that next shiny object. And sometimes it's crazy. I mean, I have some clients like, oh, I just learned about this. We're going to try this with our leadership team. Or we just seen this. It's like, no, you need to pick one, and you need to stick to it. You need to work through it, because it's going to take time before you can see that change. And
Yes.
and so that drives me crazy. It just drives me
And
crazy.
it's so easy to do that because there's so many options now, aren't there? So it's, I should try this, I should try that. I'm going to miss the boat if I don't do that right now. But
Right.
yeah, and I think that comes back to a lot of the methodology that I use with the personal branding techniques that we have, is that we kind of strip away everything because we get branded by other people over the years anyway. We have a brand whether we like it or not, whether we've thought about it, managed it or not, it's there. So it's almost like putting the brakes on, stripping everything else away and having that really key focus area of my authentic core. What that is, what do I really want to be well known for? And then we build that up gradually. So it gives a real, I think that's what executives find the most beneficial, is that they have a track, a system, a foundation, a strategy that they can hang this all on, and they can keep consistent with it so they don't deviate. And then any decisions they make for the business as well as themselves tend to be in alignment with that authentic core and those values that they have.
Well, I love everything that you're saying. So what's next for Lesley Everett? What's any other projects on the horizon?
Oh, we're working quite a lot with partners because, I had this thing the other day, there's so much social media out there at the moment. And as a small business, as an expert, as a boutique business, as a speaker, you can get swamped in an avalanche of social media activity out there. So it's very difficult unless you have the big bucks to spend on massive marketing campaigns to just keep your head above there and be seen for what you do. So we're actually, one of our areas right now is working with partners as well, the people who have perhaps wider leadership programs or technology platforms in particular, where they need our content. And that's what we're great at, of course, is the content and the results, not the technology side of things. So we're looking at partnering with a number of different people on that front. And I just finished a great project with a tech company over here in California where they wanted to develop some in-house material around my topic area. So I did a lot of consultancy for that. And again, it's this partnership thing that I think is working really well for us at the moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. A lot of it is the partnership. And I know we both have a partnership with the C-Suite Network. And that's, one of the areas I know it's been very strong and good for me. And there's some other partnerships as well that I'm looking at right now too. So, and I don't know if that's where a lot of people are looking, but and this might be the space that we're in at this point in our career that I'm getting, some of those opportunities as well. And it sounds like you're getting those too. But I'm still, I want to be really, really cautious and weighing some of that out so I don't get too deep. And like you said, in loss in that fray, especially with social media. And which drives me crazy because it's not my thing. I do my best. I actually had somebody call me the other day and she said, can I help you with your social media?
It's a real full-time job. I know.
It is. It's a full-time job. It is.
You're spinning plates all the time. I better do this. I haven't put a post out on LinkedIn for 2 days. I better do that. Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
And then she really messed me up. She's like, well, you're liking pages where you shouldn't be liking them. You should be sharing them, but don't share them. You need to do a post on it. I'm like, good Lord, I don't know how to keep up with this.
It's really tough, and we've tried various things and people helping us out, which is great. But I believe that unless you have somebody, I really do believe this now, that unless you have somebody who's full-time employed for you, working with you, totally getting your message.
Just social media.
Just social media. I don't think it works because nobody gets into your head like you see it, and unless they're working alongside you all the time, it's really tough. So
I actually my agent, and I was talking to her the other day. I'm like, well, why aren't you booking me more? And she's like, well, I need you to call them. Because again, like you said, nobody gets in our head like we do, and we know our stuff. And then of course I make the phone call and they're like, okay, I know what I'm talking about every day. So it's really interesting. That's so funny. So we need to take another break. And when we come back, Lesley, we're going to be putting you in the hot seat.
Okay.
Are you an entrepreneur looking for more qualified leads? Podcasting is a great way to do that.
The podcast you're listening to right now is produced by Turnkey Podcasts, and we can do the same for you.
Over 100 million people listen to podcasts every month. 85% listen to the entire episode. Interview-based selling is 10 times more effective than traditional marketing campaigns.
Step into the new media space and let podcasting be your marketing, business development, and lead generation tool. Turnkey Podcast can take you from concept to launch. Instead of taking months, we can help you get there in as little as 30 days. After the launch, we do all of your editing, production, voiceover guy, royalty-free music. The bottom line is we're going to help you generate more qualified leads using podcasting. If you have a podcast already, we can show you how to better monetize it.
Go to turnkeypodcast.com/contact for a free consultation to learn more. Turnkeypodcast.com. You need more qualified leads for your business. Let us help you find them.
We're back and you're listening to WCONNIE, and joining us today is Lesley Everett. Now, her business is Walking Tall, and Lesley works with C-suite executives, talent managers, meeting planners, sales directors, and that's the gamut of business leaders today who want to maximize their brand, their investment, and engage new clients and new partners. And Lesley is doing it all. So you want to check her out. You want to find her. So Lesley, where can people find you and learn more about you?
Yeah, there's two websites. My personal one as a speaker and a coach is leslyeverett.com. And Lesley is spelled Lesley, and Everett, Everett.com. And then there's our training and consultancy site as well, which is walkingtall.org, O-R-G.
Great.
And all over social media and YouTube, I guess, as well.
Yeah, you can find her all over. And I'm going to share more about that at the end. And of course, when we put this out, when we broadcast, we're going to have all of Lesley's information everywhere. So it is now time for the hot seat. So Lesley, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So this is where we ask you questions to learn more about you and how you've found the success that you have, so our listeners can engage in that and say, hey, I could do that. So let's start really easy by what's your favorite quote that keeps you going every day?
So my inner voice and my outer voice. I think one of the things that keeps me going every day is resilience. Be resilient. It's as simple as that. It's so easy with so many things going on in the world today, and with things going on in business and options, to just give up too soon. And I think, but it's also being cognitive of when you do give up. But resilience for me is keep going, but recognize when it's time to change the direction, to change the way that you're going, the path or whatever. But resilience is good, and telling myself to not procrastinate as well. Get on with something. Okay. Stop worrying about it being perfect. That's really my inner mantra, as it might be.
That's a great one, because so many people get stuck. They want it perfect before they would do anything. So did you know what you wanted to do right from the very start?
I did, but it's not where I ended up. When I was in school. It's funny, actually. It's gone sort of full circle. I always wanted to travel when I was in school and college, and I wanted to do languages. And my career ended up taking a different direction because I didn't get the grades I needed to do the actual course I wanted to do at college. So being stubborn, I took a different route, and I went into criminal justice and law, realized that wasn't for me, went into IT. Again, it wasn't for me, but I'd done a lot of study over the years in psychology, and I even did beauty therapy and physiology, anatomy, that kind of thing. And I did a lot of nonverbal communication study, just part-time because I loved it. And when I was in corporate life, that's when I started to see the niche that I needed to develop. And that was in the projecting yourself authentically, being heard for who you really are. And I recognized in corporate life that my immediate manager should have been 2 levels higher than he actually was. But he didn't get that promotion because he really just didn't project himself well, didn't look the part. He was brilliant, but didn't actually get there. And I left with the idea of really training intensively and studying and researching in this topic area, and that's what I did. And now I travel all the time. Going back to
you got the travel in.
I got the travel, and as you said earlier, the president of the Global Speakers Federation took me all over the world very intensively for a year. So, yeah.
That had to be fun. That's funny. When I first got it, I wanted to travel, and my way of traveling, I was going to become a United Airlines stewardess.
Funny you should say that. I wanted to do that too, but I was too short.
That's what I got too. I was too short.
Hence my brand, Walking Tall. That's another story. That's where it came from.
They're like, no, you have to be at least 5'7". I was
That's
like,
right.
that was my way to travel. But yeah, as it didn't pan out that way.
No, funny.
So we all have failures that eventually take us down that path to our success. What would you say that was for you?
I think I mentioned a couple of things. I thought my career might be in travel and tourism, and then law, and then IT, and they didn't work out. But I think, I recognized early on that those weren't going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many, Connie. I think there's so many things I've tried. I'm never afraid of trying new things because I want to find out as quickly as possible if they're going to work or not, and so I can move on to the next thing. So there's many things. I mean, we tried for many years to get the right licensing model for the business, and I think several iterations in, we're almost there, but it's still not quite right. So it's failed at a number of things, a number of times, and hurdles that we didn't expect, perhaps.
Right.
Trying to get the right people on board is tough.
Tough.
But I think it's I wouldn't say it's just one thing. It's been a whole journey of try something, learn quickly. If it's not going to work, move on to the next thing and build on it. And I've had a whole load of those, as anyone does when they certainly work for themselves.
Yes.
So it's a journey. Mine's been a personal branding journey in its own right, actually, I think, very much so.
It is, and then when we get there, and I mean, I think you said it, even with your program and your licensing, I mean, we always have to stay relevant with it. Keep our foundation, but stay relevant with that. So we're almost done. So, I mean, my final question would be, what parting words would you have for those looking to achieve their success, achieve their personal branding so they could pursue their path to success?
I think, for me, and I think it happens to everybody as you get older, is to listen to the gut instinct. It's proven itself right so many times for me. And every time I've gone against my values, then things don't work out. But every time I've made decisions in alignment with my values, then they're the right decisions, and they always turn out good. So I would say really spend some time delving into what is it that really drives you, motivates you. What is your core value set for you now that might be different, very different to what it was when you first started your career, or even 2 years ago, or even 6 months ago. Things do evolve, and they should. Yes. But get really in touch with what your values are and what really drives and motivates you, what your purpose is, and then make decisions in alignment with that. That's the start of your branding process. And then obviously with coaching, you can actually build on that and make sure that you package and project yourself well. But I would say that make decisions in alignment with your values. That's key to success.
Great advice. Well, thank you, Lesley Everett, for being here today. You're amazing and just an inspiration to so many.
Thank you, Connie. I really appreciate your time. It's great to talk to you.
You too. So you can learn about Lesley at leslieeverett.com or her coaching website, which is walkingtall.org. And thank you all for being here today. And our time always goes by so quickly together. Be sure to subscribe with us on iTunes because, hey, you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. We have so many exciting things that are happening right now. And if there's a topic that you want to hear about or a guest to recommend, send me a message to team5@fifegroup.com. I love hearing from our listeners. It's been great being here with you today. Always ask yourself, if you could do something different to get a different result, what would that be? You're listening to Up Route with Connie, and I'm Connie Fife, your unstoppable diva. And until next time, be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together.